Hello everyone, and you're welcome back to my series on scholarships in the United Kingdom. I go by the name Tete, and if this is your first time tuning on to the channel, you are gladly welcome. Do well to hit on the subscription button and then the post notifications so that anytime and whenever I release a new video, you would be the first to watch. Also hit a thumbs up on this video so that we grow as a community. Today we are going to be exploring a scholarship from the University of the Arts London, and without wasting much time, let's get straight into the video. Alright, so we get straight into the video. Just remember, I would be putting all relevant links in the description box, so do not fret. We are directly on the postgraduate page of UAL, where we can explore the courses that you could apply to. Remember, like I said in my previous videos, for most scholarships in the United Kingdom, you must have gained admission to a course to study in the university before you can apply for the scholarship. So bear that in mind. We are going to navigate how to apply for one of the master's courses. Then after that, I'm going to show you how you can apply for the scholarship. Okay, so now we have a lot of courses ranging from fashion, photography, fine arts, digital, exhibition studies, moving image. So let's just click on the Masters for Fine Arts program. So then we click on it and it takes us to the postgraduate MA Fine Art. So just here we have various subheadings for you: the course overview, the student work, teaching staff, fees and funding, entry requirements, apply now, and then careers. Okay, so you can just click on course overview. It takes you to the overview of the course. You read through and then get an understanding of the course that you want to apply for. So the main thing I want to focus on here is the entry requirements. Okay, so with the entry requirements, the standard entry requirements for this course are as follows: an honors degree or an equivalent EU/international qualification. So if you have your bachelor's degree, especially your Bachelor of Fine Arts degree from the University of Ghana, this is the good school that you can apply to for your master's. Is going to ensure that you transition smoothly. But bear in mind, when I was looking at the English language requirements at UAL, when you're applying for a master's degree, I didn't see the WASI result or a pass in the WASI result sufficing as an English language test. But I read that you could send an email to the admissions office if you studied your bachelor's degree in English. So from the University of Ghana, you studied your bachelor's degree in English, so you just draft or write an email to the admissions office and explain to them that you studied your undergraduate studies in English, and ask them that if you can provide an English proficiency letter from your university to suffice for your English language requirements. So that way you do not get to write the IELTS. And with the University of Ghana, if you need an English language proficiency letter, you just head to the language center and then request for your English proficiency letter. So that is it with the entry requirements. So you just read the rest of the entry requirements. It varies from course to course, but the main one is what I just spoke about: your bachelor's degree and then your English language requirement. Okay, so once you are done, just scroll down. Then let's read about the deadline. So the application deadline. So the deadline for round 1 was 13th December 2023 at 1 p.m. UK time. That is already passed. So now you could be applying to round 2, and then the deadline is on the 3rd of April 2024. So bear that in mind. And then there's deadlines for a digital portfolio and then video tax deadline. I think that one ranges from it varies from program to program, so bear that in mind if you are applying for your program. And it states here that your decision outcome, if you are applying for round two is going to come at the end of June 2024. So by June 2024, you would know whether you are attending UAL or not. Okay, so just on your right hand side you see the yellow button where you can click on it to start your application. It brings you to the application portal, and then you can just click on new user and then fill in your details and then start your application process. So this is how you apply for a master's program at UAL. Okay, moving on, let's get into how you can apply for the UAL International Postgraduate £50,000 scholarship and accommodation award. This scholarship is a very generous one, £50,000 scholarship and accommodation award. It's a very generous one, and this scholarship covers the cost of tuition, accommodation at one of UAL's halls of residence, and may also contribute towards living cost. Up to 4 international postgraduate £50,000 scholarships are available. So 4 students can access this international scholarship. Okay, so moving on, let's go to the eligibility. So the first criteria is that you must hold an offer to study a full-time taught master's course at one of UAL's colleges and institutions starting in 2024 or 2025. That was the main reason why we had to navigate how to apply for a master's degree at UAL. And once you have your offer, you are eligible for this scholarship. Moving on, also bear in mind that the course you are applying to must be delivered full-time in person in London. Okay, so online and then low residency courses are not eligible if you want to study online, and then your course has a low residency, you would not be eligible to apply for this scholarship. So bear that in mind. Also, you are not eligible to apply if you already hold a UK postgraduate taught qualification. If you have already studied in the UK before, you are not eligible for this scholarship. Moving on to the second criteria, it states that you need to be ordinarily resident in one of the low-income economic countries detailed in our list of qualifying countries. See below. So we are going to see the countries listed below. The list excludes the following developed countries, that is Canada, China, Japan, UK, USA, and then the European Union EEA member states. So if you are from any of these mentioned countries, you are not eligible to apply. If your country is not on the list, you may be eligible for other funding options. Okay, so we are going to go through the countries very soon. And then evidence such as a copy of your immigration documents, ID card, or formal proof of your address must be included as part of your application. That is going to show that you reside in any of the low-income economic countries in the list of qualifying countries. These are the qualifying countries. Starts from Afghanistan, Albania, Algeria, Angola. Of course, Ghana is well included in the list. We have Kenya, Lesotho, South Africa, South Sudan, Malawi, Mali, Mexico, Morocco, Namibia, Nepal, Nigeria is also included. We have Zambia, and then it ends at Zimbabwe. So you just look through and then make sure that your country is included. I have a bias towards Ghana and Nigeria, and I'm sure they are there. So now let's move on to the other criteria that you have to fulfill. Okay, so the third criteria is that your annual household income must be £25,000 or less. Okay, that is annually. You shouldn't earn more than £25,000, and we are going to look at what is going to show that annually you earn less than £25,000 at the supporting evidence. That is a free criteria. We will get there, so don't be confused. Okay, so the fourth criteria is that you must provide a personal statement as part of your scholarship application which responds to the following questions. The maximum should be 350 words per question. Okay, so the first question that you have to answer is, describe how receiving a postgraduate scholarship would make a difference to you. Okay, the next question is, tell us how you intend to use the qualification you'll be gaining to support your future plans. How is this master's going to support your future plans? You have to explain in 350 words. Then the next thing is that you have to describe how you would address challenges in your home country. And then the fourth thing they want in the personal statement is tell us how you would uphold the values of social justice and environmental stewardship. So I'm going to insert the link on how to write a personal statement in the description. And once you're able to go through how to write a personal statement and keep in mind these questions, I believe you are going to be able to generate a wonderful statement of purpose, which is going to facilitate your admission onto this scholarship program. Okay, so the fifth criteria is the supporting evidence. So I'm going to click on the supporting evidence, and then we are going to go through so that you do not miss the scholarship. You could be one of the 4 people who are able to gain this generous £50,000 scholarship. Okay, so as part of your online application for a UAL International Postgraduate £50,000 scholarship and accommodation, you'll be asked to upload files that evidence how you meet the eligibility criteria. So you need to provide first and foremost evidence that you are ordinarily resident in one of the low income economic countries detailed in the list that I explained earlier. So once you're coming from Ghana or Nigeria, you have to demonstrate that you are a resident of Ghana and Nigeria. Okay, so the term ordinarily resident means where you usually live for most of your time in the 3 years before your course is due to start. So as evidence of your residency status, you must provide proof of your address or addresses from the last 3 years to evidence the country you have been ordinarily resident. Okay, so you have to show that you've stayed in Ghana or Nigeria for the past 3 years, and you can use your electricity bills, official documents, your medical certificates, or your school certificates. If you are still in school, you could just go to a general office of your school, and then they can issue you letters to prove that you have stayed or you have been in school for the past 3 years. If you are working, you can get official documents from your workplace to do that. If you pay your bills, you can also use that. Sometimes most young people coming from Africa and their names are not on the utility bills, so that would not be able to help. So I would recommend you use your official documents, your school certificates, or if you've been able to visit the hospital or you have some medical certificates to demonstrate that in the last 3 years you have been in your country, that would also help. But bear in mind, you can use all these 4 documents, but I would recommend that you use your official documents or your school certificates. Okay, and your documents must evidence 3 years residency, which means you need to upload more than 1 document, at least 1 document for each year. Like I said, any of these documents would suffice, so at least 1 document for each year. All evidence must be in your name and cannot be in your partner, parents, or relatives' name. So like I said, when it comes to the utility bill, sometimes it wouldn't be in your name. That's why I suggest that you use your official documents or your school certificates. Okay, bank statements, driving license, and then passports are not evidence of your residency, so bear that in mind. Okay, evidence that you are an asylum seeker in the UK at the point you made your UAL International Postgraduate Scholarship application. This must be a letter or document from the Home Office. If you are an asylum seeker, this applies to you, but my concentration is on people from Africa, especially Ghana and Nigeria, so I wouldn't explain this criteria. Okay, so the second supporting document that you need is the evidence of your annual household income of £50,000 or less. Okay, so evidence that in a year you do not earn more than £50,000. Okay, so with this criteria, you have to prove that you do not earn more than £50,000 per annum. Okay, so you could be under 25 years old and supported by your parents or guardian. So if you are supported by your parents or guardian, they have to show their tax statements, they have to show their pay slips to show that they do not earn more than £50,000 per year. So bear that in mind. And if you are under 25 years old but you are not supported by your parents, then you have to provide a copy of your pay slip covering the period of 3 months. You have to show your annual tax statements and then a copy of state benefits award notification associated with income. All these documents must be provided to show that you do not earn more than £50,000 per year. And if you are 25 years and over, you also have to provide your pay slip, your tax statements, and then also any other form of incomes. All this to show that you do not earn more than £50,000 per year. So you have to bear all this in mind and have the documents ready to facilitate your scholarship application. Okay, so please note these other things and then you are good to go. Don't forget to read this section on the please note that. Okay, and if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact. There's a link here that states student funding service. Once you click on it, it's going to send you to an student inquiry form, and if you have any questions, you can direct your questions on scholarship application to them. Okay, so we come back to the scholarship application portal. You just click on the back and we come back because we have to navigate how to apply. Okay, so once you have received an offer to study at UAL, the My Finance and Funding tab on your applicant portal will be updated to include application forms for scholarship you may be eligible for. Okay, so like we went through how to apply for the course. Once you create your account, you are going to have an applicant portal, and this is how you are going to apply to the program. Once you have applied for your program, you are going to receive an offer if you qualify. Okay, so once you receive that offer, the My Finance and Funding tab is going to be open on your applicant portal where you did your application, and that is where you are going to apply. So once that tab is open, you just make sure that you look for UAL International Postgraduate £50,000 Scholarship and Accommodation Award, and once you find it, you click on it, and then you are going to be able to start your scholarship application process with your statement of purpose in hand as well. Okay, so the course start date is going to be September or October, between September and October 2024, and then the application deadline for the scholarship is 5th July 2024. So bear that in mind. The application deadline is 5th July 2024, and once you apply by the middle of August, you would be able to have your decision whether you have been awarded the scholarship or not. Okay, bear in mind that UAL is unable to accept late applications, and any incomplete applications will not be considered. So bear that in mind when you are applying for this scholarship. Okay, and if your scholarship is successful, you are going to be awarded a letter explaining the terms and the conditions of your scholarship offer. Okay, so you can read more about the scholarship and then additional information and all that. So now I have navigated how you can apply for the scholarship. Bear in mind, once you have your applicant portal and you receive an offer, the Finance and Funding tab is going to be open, and then you look for UAL International Postgraduate £50,000 Scholarship and Accommodation Award. Click on it, and then you would be able to apply. So this is it. I hope this video was not a long one and you have been able to grasp the information. Don't fret, I'm going to add all the relevant links that you can click on to facilitate the whole application process for you, and good luck in your application process. Stay on this channel as I bring you more scholarships from the United Kingdom and beyond. Stay blessed, and I'm out. I'll definitely catch you on the flip side.